Alright guys, how's it going? Go ahead and get started. Let's just jump in pretty quickly. So today, obviously, we are going to do the solo RPG session, to session 31. So pretty good. Actually, now that I'm immediately thinking about it, I was like, 31, we're getting pretty deep in. What is... I know, I looked this up not very long ago, but let's double check. I'm looking up the average session length of a D&D campaign, because I think we've quite surpassed that by now, which is not unusual. It's really easy to schedule an RPG session, when you're the only person you have to schedule with, really. Yeah, hold on. I know there was a... the average... Look here. I know I found like I thought a wizard sourced article, but I'm not seeing it. I think the number that I'm kind of seeing, they're kind of all over the place. Most of them are like... Okay, yeah, so... Looks like sort of the kind of general seems to cohesion, at least right now, for people talking about it online, is that the average D&D or RPG campaign lasts about 6 sessions. So we're officially 5 times longer than that, and a little bit of change, which is not that surprising. Again, like I said, it's very easy to kind of continue on with the campaign when you are the only person that you actually need to schedule with. And so I get to do it on my time whenever I want. Of course, it helps to do it at certain times and for other people like you to watch it, so obviously thanks for tuning in. Especially if you guys are watching this live. If you're watching this live, it is... Well, it's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patty's Day. I am not wearing any green, so I am officially owed 1 pinch. Let's see, other things that are kind of going on. But because it is St. Patrick's Day, I live relatively close to where a major parade goes by. So, we'll have to see how the noise goes. But it's been pretty quiet. Honestly, the parade's been pretty quiet ever since COVID. It hasn't really sprung back to its pre-COVID. It's not quite the bacchanal it used to be. It used to be pretty bad. But it's not. It has been the last few years, so hopefully that continues. Just because this keeps things a little bit quiet. Not a bunch of drunk people shouting. Walking all over the place. Or weaving, more like it. Other things that we need to talk about. I'm trying to think if there's any sort of like D&D stuff that I want to talk about. I don't think so. I can't think of anything. I haven't really made a purchase or anything like that. I've played games and that's been fun. I've run some stuff, but I don't think there's anything that's kind of jumps to mind that's anything we should really need to talk about for anything, or that's notable in any sort of way. So let me go ahead and knock this out. And so I think that we can probably just go ahead and kind of jump into it. Sorry, just turning the sound down a little bit on my end. Let me know if the sound's okay. Everything sounds fine to me, and all the meters look fine. So just go ahead and keep on with that. So let's do this. I'll go ahead and share the screen with you so you guys can see what I'm seeing, and then we will jump into sort of the recap from last session. Last session was kind of a weird one. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I caught myself. So obviously, I talked about this in the last live stream I did, but I'm trying to do sort of a mix-up of doing the solo RPG and doing some other stuff, because there are people that like the solo RPGs, but there are also people that kind of want other sort of D&D content, or they're kind of looking for some other stuff, so I'm trying to kind of mix it up, just to try to see what people are kind of interested in, kind of want, and kind of go from there, but also, obviously, it needs to be something I'm interested in doing. So, 2 weeks ago, Last week I didn't stream because I woke up and had kind of a sore throat, so I didn't want to hurt that. So, but 2 weeks ago we did a very long stream, surprisingly, about all the mundane adventuring gear in D&D 5e. I've edited that video lightly, and it's up on YouTube, so if you guys want to check that out, I think it's still like 6+ hours. Surprisingly, I had a lot to talk about. I didn't think it was going to be a very long stream, but I surprised myself in those situations. It actually ended up being... apparently I had a lot to talk about, things like candles. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think I may have spent more time talking about the mundane adventuring gear than maybe the designers did when they were putting things in the book. I did have that thought. But we'll go ahead and... So if you guys want to check that out, check it out. And I'm going to try to mix in some more content like that kind of talks about some other stuff, so it's not just all actual play. I know I like it, and I know lots of people sort of like this specific solo RPG content, but I want to make sure that, you know, I have thoughts and opinions and etc. about other parts of D&D and other tabletop RPG. So I want to make sure that, you know, get a little bit, everybody gets a little bit of something, right? Trying to find a balance in there. But let's go ahead and jump into our session notes. So compared to last time, our recap's pretty shy. There's not a lot going on. Well, I mean, a lot happened, but not a lot of very specific different things happened. It's just kind of large things happened. So we arrived at the pier of Akari's estate last time. We had sort of a brief discussion with Akari about what we were kind of seeking. That we were kind of seeking shelter for people that we had, and we're returning the bow. He had us sort of keep the bow for now, and said he would sort of let us have the night to kind of think about it, and then we'd have sort of a more involved discussion sort of later. We also had a discussion with Ott and Inbar, and Lia was able to convince them both to stay on sort of unpaid, because I mean we're not exactly got a very strong cash flow coming in. So we don't really have that going on, but it is in their best interest, especially after what happened at Gimble's camp and the big fire that, you know, we said we burned that metaphorical bridge, but also we burned a different mode of transportation, so kind of literal bridge burning. Literal ferry burning, I guess. Metaphorical bridge burning. So that's kind of what we ended up with, and that was time before. So we got there, we kind of talked to Akari about things, discussed with Odd and Imbar, got them on. We did a tour of the ground with Akari, kind of met up with them. There was a lot of sort of like poking and prodding, kind of. We're asking questions of each other, and we're not really telling each other sort of answers. Very evasive, sort of roundabout conversation that doesn't really go very far. We don't really get any particularly good answers from Akari, and we don't really give him very good answers. What did we learn? We don't know anything about Dren, which is one of the things we asked about, who is the half-orc lord who lives to the southeast. We did not learn a ton about the cult of Narimana. We knew that they were in Split Valley Oasis, in the trading post town. I guess really more of a village at this point. It's growing, though. They aren't there anymore. Akari told us that, but he did tell us that they were looking for her and Omer, which is not great, but it seems like they've moved on. We asked about the current situation with the Slaver's Affliction with the disease, and what's going on with that in Split Valley Oasis. Akari didn't really give us any information about that. He asked about our involvement in the burning of Gimble's camp. We kind of distracted that. We were quite evasive, talked about the slave escape incident, but that we did sort of basically give ourselves free reign of his boats and brought them across the lake to Akari's estate. We asked about Norcruth's whereabouts. Akari hasn't seen or heard anything from Norcruth. We know that Gimble is no longer allied with Norcruth. Norcruth is not happy with us. Gimble is not happy with us. So I don't know if that's gonna end up being a real politic kind of thing, where the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. So we'll have to see how that pans out. I mean, it'd be nice if we didn't hear from Norcruth again, But considering that we do have Rhymefire with us, and we know that both of them were involved in sort of the capture of that dragon wormling and wanting to sell it, that's probably worth a lot of money, and I don't think they're very happy with us about our involvement in ensuring that didn't happen. And of course now we have Rhymefire with us, and well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's see. So Akari held a feast for us because we're basically visitors in his home. We set everything out in sort of like the courtyard, the Bailey area. Had they slaughtered a hog or a cow, one of the two, and we had a big feast, and everything was going really great, and we were supposed to have sort of a follow-up conversation, but almost a dozen people from Gimble's camp showed up to demand sort of reparations for what happened at the camp, the burning of the camp. They kind of showed up to talk to Lia. So Lia went and talked to him. Rhymefire arrived sort of in the middle of that conversation. We had sort of an interrupt event, and he ended up flying in because he hadn't shown up yet. And he flew in, basically literally crashed into the party from the air into the courtyard in the middle of a fight, knockout drag out fight with an air elemental. So that kind of went that way. We kind of did that. There was a fight there. Gimble's men, seeing Rhymefire, kind of turned on Rhymefire because, a dragon appeared. We don't know. We're still unsure how much those men knew about Rhymefire. We don't know how involved they were with the capture and sale of Rhymefire before. Probably not at all. But we don't know for sure. So they turned on Rhymefire, which meant that we turned on them. So then there was a big fight in the Bailey, with a big battle in the Bailey with leaving a bunch of people dead all over the place. Right, we probably ended up with over a dozen casualties out of that. Most of Gimble's men ended up dead. We left one alive, basically, to run back. And Leo was very specific about telling them to be honest with Gimble about, like, what happened. Not that, like, they showed up and she and Akari's men just cut them down at the gates. Like, they started the hostilities. And they just, Lia and friends, Lia and company just kind of finished that. So we'll see. We have no idea whether that message got through completely. We don't even know if that person made it all the way back. We know that they kind of basically jumped into the water. We're not sure if they swam or they probably took a launch back. So they probably took a boat back across because they ferried across like a dozen men. So probably took that back. Let's see. And then we're basically going to determine the next course of action, which we think is probably going to be taking Rhymefire to the Water Myrmidon Shrine from way back in the beginning. I don't even know what session that is. It's probably in the session, I don't know, like 8 or something like that. Maybe even before that, actually. Maybe closer to 5. Where we first dealt with the corrupted Water Myrmidon, which is why we ended up here in Split Valley Oasis to begin with. Well, I mean, among other things. We were here to get Omer. That's what we were here to do. But that is pretty much it. We didn't really have any to-dos last time, but let's talk about our sort of session goals. So what are we going to try to do? So we're cashing in that IOU with Akari, right? We have Akari's family heirloom, his longbow, that we are basically, that he gave us as sort of like a token of appreciation with dealing with Gimble. Gimble's still alive. Gimble's not happy. Gimble's actually more hostile than he was when we originally dealt with that problem. So that's not great. It's not great for us, but we'll get that figured out. So we're gonna try to settle our band of NPCs, basically all our everybody who's related to Harrell and Fargrim and that whole situation with the blackballed academics. So we know that has to deal with something, and I'm hoping that through some maneuvering and hopefully some luck that when we take Rhymefire to that Water Myrmidon Shrine, that we're going to finally get a really, really solid connection between the dragon and the primordial aspect that is gonna give us some insight as to why particularly we were sort of blackballed as academic researchers, which was the setup for this entire campaign arc, right? So hopefully we'll get some information of that. We also need to create an action plan for Fargrim and the Chimera, who is a mysterious figure who we don't know who it is, who's with the cult of Narimana, who don't particularly like us either. Here's what you need to know. If there is a PC or a faction that's in this campaign, they probably don't like us. We've not done well by most of them. Akari's one of the last ones we've actually done right by. So keep that in mind. Does Rhinefire show up? Yes, Rhinefire definitely did show up. So we do need to seek a safe layer. So this is going to be the right there. I guess I should actually just call that the water myrmidon shrine. As far as we could tell, the shrine itself was not corrupt, but just the water elemental. Alright, so yeah, we're cashing in the IOU. We gotta seek out that safe layer for Rhinefire. We need to make an action plan for everybody else. So we're gonna start off the session. We need to have that frank conversation with Akari about their needs. We're gonna have to send some sort of missive to Gimble, probably, about the situation. And we need to make a plan of action, firstly, probably to deal with Rhinefire. Okay, so that is the plan. That is our plan. That is what we're gonna do. So the first thing I think we want to do is I'm gonna update the day, because I was thinking about this in between sessions. I was like, one of the things that we probably should do is take that extended rest and like sleep on it. We don't think anything's gonna happen after that fight. We've driven off all the bad guys. We don't think Gimble's in a position to sort of immediately retaliate, so we're going to take the night, and we'll get back to it fresh in the morning. So, I don't think I actually need to give anybody. I think everybody's kind of full up. Maybe I already kind of considered that. I think I already considered that. I just didn't write it down. That was probably old me looking out for new me. Great job, old me. So again, it's about May 14th. And it's another, actually, I was going to do this one. So it kind of gives us a little bit of weather. So again, it's mid-May now, right? It's 14th, so that's the Ides of May, right? So it is, or would be in our world, Spring Crone. It's the end of sort of the last spring month here in the world. We're moving in on the end of it. It is, I'm going to go with a little seasonably warm. It's kind of warm. It's pretty muggy in the morning. It's very calm, and I think that there's a lot of sort of like marine layer fog that's kind of coming off the oasis due to the sort of like the temperature change overnight into the morning. And I think that is actually where we're going to pick up. So we've got a little sort of soundboard, just kind of set it up just to kind of give it a little change from just the music. Maybe the vibe will be a little bit better, a little bit more enhanced. So let's try it out. So we're gonna set the scene. I think Akari is standing at sort of the parapet ramparts of his walled-off estate, staring across the oasis towards where he knows Gimble's camp is, or at least was. The problem is that we've got all this heavy fog, and just can't really see anything. I mean, we'll roll for it, but I don't think we can see across this thing. Almost, so -5 on that. Yeah, no, absolutely not. It is thick as peas. Pea soup. It's pea soup is what it is. So Lia kind of walks up to him. He's kind of like leaning on the ramparts across, just kind of staring off into what is basically a blanket of fog. And it's just quiet, few birds chirping, a few insects, but in the sort of gentle lap of waves on the shore. But otherwise, it's calm, and it's a welcome calm concerning the last night's events, but also a calm that feels like that sort of like it's got a little electricity in the air, just like a faint static electricity, like the calm before the storm, because they know that even though things are nice and easy right now, things are quiet. It's not going to be that way for long. So we need to really kind of appreciate that while we have it. So she's going to walk up and be like, "Morning." They said they could find you out here on the walls. Yeah, yeah, well, morning to you too. It's a busy night. Did you get any sleep? That's a good question. Now, Leah did get a long rest. We didn't actually have her roll for that. But you know what we should do? Is that we should give her... I haven't been doing a very good job of this. But I do want to give her some sort of dealing with her adventuring trauma. Because I do want to... she did bury the hatchet with Imbar, which was very helpful. And I don't think I actually added that. So what I'm going to do is basically give her 2 charisma saves. And those will be sort of like her effort into sort of kind of coming to terms with sort of her past trauma with Imbar. So I'm going to give her 2 because I don't think I gave her 1 last time. So that first one, 7. Alright, that's not great. 7 plus what? 7 plus 11. 18. So slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. What did I say? 17? Oh, that's good. That makes it a nice round 50. So we're a little over halfway there, where she's kind of, she probably still has some fits and nightmares about that, and probably more about, like, she was in the thick of combat, which is usually not a place that she likes to be, but it is what it is. So I think Leah is definitely... So she slept, but she definitely fitful sleep, as usual. I don't think that's unusual for her. She kind of rubbed her eyes. Yeah, I slept. It was, it was sleep. Anyways, I wanted to kind of return to our conversation from yesterday. So, obviously, she kind of turns back around, and I think Rhymefire is probably just hanging out in the courtyard, in that sort of Bailey area. He probably can't stay in, like, the stables because he'll spook the horses. So he probably is just kind of hanging out in that middle sort of courtyard area of the Bailey, of the estate. So they could probably see him, even though the fog is very thick. So, yeah. Trying to find a home for this guy. We just kind of came across him. He, turns out, we just found this out sort of recently, that he's been chased and harried by Gimble and his cronies, including Nortruth. They were gonna sell him, and who knows, for sport, for food, for pets. Who knows? So we kind of helped him out of that situation, but of course it's been sort of difficult to get away from the long talons of Gimble, as I'm coming to find out. Kari agrees. Yeah. Well, I think we're in it now. So, yeah, I think you were right to bring the bow to me. I think I'll need that bow. I think Leah nods. The passing of that bow from her back to Akari represents not only his pledge to basically help her, but also the sort of mutual understanding that she is asking a lot from him, and this is certainly equal, if not way more than the favor that he probably was intending to repay her with, to get his family heirloom back. So, what's the plan? Leah? I mean, I think that's a really great question. I don't think Leah knows what the plan is, and I certainly don't know what the plan is. So I think she kind of stretches a little bit, closes her eyes, and kind of furrows her brow as she thinks. She's kind of taking in that still morning air, even though it's already getting kind of muggy. I think we should get ahead of it. I think we should send some sort of missive, official missive to Gimble. I don't think we can rely on his man to tell him objective facts about what happened last night. I think we need to send that specifically to him, and then I think we need to, while Gimble is sort of on his heels, we've dealt him a couple of big blows. I think we need to deal with Rhyme Fire while he's on his heels. Get the dragons squirreled away, taken care of, and I think that will. I think that will reduce some of his fire, knowing that that's sort of out of the picture. It seems pretty reasonable. I think that's just going to be a straight up persuasion check. She's going to try to persuade Akari, probably to help her in that, basically to keep her people safe. 17, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it's certainly good enough to defeat a DC 11. So, yeah. I think Akari agrees. He says, yeah, that's as good of a plan, I think, as any. I think by sending the missive, we will at least, if nothing else, know whether he's in camp or not. I've been staring through this fog all morning, and I've yet to be able to see anything, any movement, hear any sounds. I have no idea whether they're over there, what they're planning, slinking around like a fox in the mist. But yeah, Lee kind of lets out a sigh. Feels like being hunted, and I'm getting a little too comfortable with that feeling. I'd rather be the hunter for a while. What is Akari's reaction to that? Does that take Akari by surprise at all? No. Okay. I think he just kind of nods. I think that's true. He's seen that Leah's a very action-oriented person. She decides on what she's going to do, and then she does it, and she does the thing she says she's going to do. Even if it didn't fully come to fruition, like getting Gimble completely off the land. But I think him seeing that sort of like hardening, that galvanizing of her will and intent, I don't think is clearly not that surprising to him. He sees it as, it's probably something he's gone through himself as a leader, as a person who is sort of in charge of this area, in charge of his estate and plantation, but also sort of the building of Split Valley Oasis. In general, that trading town that's really starting to kind of boom, starting to pick up. And he is sort of like the de facto leader. He just kind of like fell kind of into that role, it seems like. He's just kind of been a sort of entrepreneur kind of building it. So I think he sees a lot of similarity in himself and Leah with that. And I think he goes, all right, well, what do you need from me? So I think what Leah's gonna ask for him is to keep her people safe. She wants, one of the things that she really wants is we're asking for like sort of temporary sanctuary, but we're also looking for like sort of permanent relocation in this area. Whether that's on Akari's estate or in the town itself. Probably in the town, but the town's got to be safe, and the town's not safe right now. So yeah, I think she says, well, I want to, obviously, if you can help keep my people safe, we're looking for some sort of more permanent solution for their housing. Obviously, many of them have talents, usually in the more academic sense. So I don't know how helpful that is to you, but I'm sure that they were willing to earn their keep, whether that's teaching or scrubbing floors. So she's kind of being like them. She's kind of being making a like trying to tell Akari that like they're not going to be 100% a burden. Like they can help out with something. Not really sure. So there is a possibility that maybe they can set up like a lyceum, like a school or something at the trading post. Sort of a satellite college campus, maybe from Riverside Conservatory, which would be kind of funny. But most of them are blackballed, so that probably wouldn't go very well. But you do have a bunch of very highly educated people. And honestly, a town population that probably isn't particularly well educated. So, Akari might lean on that. We don't know what Akari's going to do with that. But let's go ahead and let's start. Let's make some notes. All right, so so Akari agreed to house and basically help find more permanent solution for the, let's say, cartoon refugees. That's just what we'll call them. So we don't know exactly what that's going to be. And who are we going to send to take the missive? Do we want to send a good NPC? I think. I kind of want to send Ott, because Ott's scouted that camp before. Long ago. She knows it pretty well. She's been to it multiple times. And she's the best one to maybe, like, ascertain what, if they're not there, where they went, because she has the best tracking skills. So yeah, I think that for this, to take the missive over there, I think I'm gonna go, I think it's gonna be an Ott and Imbar thing. Lia and Delg's are gonna hang back and sort of, Delg's gonna be doing probably farm research and things, dealing with, we have a number of casualties, so he's probably dealing in sort of triage and first aid and care and all that stuff. And Leah's probably helping to sort of get everybody situated here. So I think they're going to leave. So she and... I think she's going to... So what she'll do is she'll ask Akari for help sort of like drafting what this note is going to be. Because I don't think they're not going to hang out. Because I think it's dangerous. I think they recognize that it's dangerous for the two of them, Ott and Imbar, to sort of walk into that camp. Because there's a high likelihood, if they're outnumbered, that Gimble's probably going to take them hostage. I think that's the fear. So I think they're going to deliver basically a message, probably by arrow. And so that's why one of the reasons I want to send Ott along. So we're going to do that. But I think Leah wants some help from Akari in drafting that sort of letter. Because Akari has a little bit more statecraft understanding than she does. She doesn't... Like, she's, as an academic, she's a pretty good writer, but she's not good at doing, like, statecraft style writing, so I think she wants the help. So I think she's going to ask Akari, like, hey, will you help me with this? I think that's a very easy ask. I think he is... frankly, he's probably going to insist to help. So I'm going to say +5. Will Akari help her with this? Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, he's going to probably end up taking the lead on it. So he's going to do the lead writing on that. Basically, because he needs to protect his own investments and his own people. So we're going to say, Akari, and then I think we're just going to jump into our two ladies. I think they're going to be taking this across. And so So Odd and Imba are going to deliver that message. So what is that going to look like? Alright, well, obviously we got this back up. Take a look at it. So we're at Akari's plantation. Now Gimble's Burn Camp is down here. It's not very far, but we can't see any of it because there's a big old fog that's sitting basically on top of the water. That sort of marine layer in the morning. So, what are they going to do? So I think they're going to take a boat, right? I think that makes sense, rather than walk around. We're going to take a boat. So we'll give them a little overland thing. I don't think... They don't have to go very far, is the thing. So, who's got the worst constitution? And I'll just let them do it. So that's +1 and +1. Okay, they have the exact same, so it didn't matter. All right, so they are going to they're gonna take one of the boats, one of the launches, and take it across. Oh, all right. Well, they only rolled an 8 on their thing. Hopefully that's enough to get there. So they're gonna take a boat and shove off. Okay, it takes them 3 to get there. We don't really have anything. Did they come across? I don't even think they're really looking for POI. Well, they might find a POI. No, they don't. Anything randomly happen to them? No. Okay, good. So they're good there. And then I think they're going to try to probably keep it as close as possible. So I think they're going to go to this hex next. Okay, so 7. Ooh, that's not great. That kind of puts them in a really crappy situation. So apparently they are still tired from the night before, and they are really kind of struggling. Right, they're not very practiced. Neither of them are very practiced at doing things like rowing, canoeing, or whatever this boat is that they're taking across. So that very action, it kind of tires them out, which I guess makes sense. They're probably both of them are a lot more used to sort of walking than sort of rowing. So that means that whatever their next move is, that they're gonna have to. They might start taking exhaustion after that. That puts them in a really bad situation, which is great for us, right? There's a lot of tension. All right, do they run across anything while they're here? No. Any sort of random encounter? No. Good. That's what they are. So they're here. They're getting closer. They're getting closer to the shore. Can they see anything? I'm gonna give them. I was gonna give them disadvantage because everything's gonna be probably heavily obscured. Actually, I can't remember. Is fog light or heavy obscurement in 5e? As if blinded, right? I am trying to remember. Obviously, it's been a minute since I dealt with obscurement. Or specifically fog-based. So I'm just gonna make the call. So the call is going to be... There is a piece of my dog's hair on the mic. Driving me crazy. Flickering in front of my face. So I think... Can they see anything? I don't... You know what? I'm going to ask the Oracle. I don't think they can. -3. I don't think they even get a check. Oh. Okay. So I will give them the check. I was going to give them the check at disadvantage. I'm going to make it disadvantage anyways, because there's both of them looking. And normally that would give you advantage, which would cancel out the disadvantage. But because it's heavy obscurement instead of light, I'm going to go ahead and have them make it at negative. And I think I'll go with whoever's better, which I think is Ott. Ugh, so we didn't get the 20. That would have been really nice. We got the 5. 5 plus 3, that would be 8. Yeah, and that's gonna be the best. So 8. All right. Do we see anything? Probably not. Oh. 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 So close. It's only a DC 10. We were so close. So yeah, they're kind of. It's kind of in the prow of the launch, just kind of staring off into the thing, and probably ticking her ears, right? I don't think she has keen senses, right? No. She does not have keen senses. So she's kind of ticking her ears, kind of listening more. Her sort of like knollish ears, her little circular ears are twitching. And she's staring off sort of like into the fog. I think there's like the vague sort of like dark smudges of where the camp is, but she's not picking up any movement. She's not hearing anything moving around. Do they feel confident to land then? I think that's a relative question, right? Do they feel confident? You know, at this point, I think it's 50-50. Okay, so they don't feel confident. But they can see... Or, let me ask. Have they honed in specifically on where the camp is? I think yes. So +3. Yeah, okay, so they have. They've zoned in. They feel pretty confident the camp's there. They can't see anybody moving. They can't tell if anybody's moving. But they know that they're at the camp. Like, they can at least tell that much. It's probably the smell more than anything. And probably they can see the remains of, like, some boats that are probably sticking out into the water that they burned. So yeah, I think Not puts them... I think they just tied it around an arrow, right? And she pulls out her longbow and just kind of shoots it onto the shore. And they're going to turn around and head back. Alright, they're going to move back. We'll roll this. I mean, it's not really going to matter that much. Okay, good. Actually, that's perfect. It means it's perfect straight up 8. Which means that we can get here without any issues. Now, do we find a POI? No. Anything there? No. Alright. So, they are going to make it back to the plantation. Alright, 12. So, they gotta roll a DC 12. And this is a con save, and they both need to make it, or else they're gonna have exhaustion. So we'll do Ott first. Alright, she does pass. And then Imbar. Come on, Imbar. Imbar also passes. So they're worn out, but they get the launch back, and they tell them, I think they report back into Lia, hey, so we didn't make the shore. We pulled up, we couldn't see anything through the fog, we couldn't hear anybody. So we just took an arrow and shot the missive into camp. Somebody, hopefully, if they're there, they're going to find it. If they've moved on, we don't know where they are. So let me update that in the notes. Right, okay. So that could have gone way worse. Could have gone way worse. And Imbar... unable to see anyone in the camp through fog. Through the fog. So arrow with the missive into the camp and return. All right. So, question: as they come back, and they're sort of reporting this to Lia, and Lia's like, oh, so the fog is, like, really thick. I mean, she could see that, but she didn't realize, like, that far out that it's still that thick. Because, right, they're kind of on an island. They're like, oh, yeah, it's certainly pea soup. So, the question is, like, do they want to hustle right now? Pack up everybody, grab around fire, get in the boats, hit the river, like, go across here. Let's pull up the map. Go from here. Go boom. 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 Because right, we're trying to get here. Right? Or sorry, no, we're trying to get here. But we could take that we could take that boat all the way up to there. If we can get to the mountain, and we could pull up the boats and try to make it to Drin's. And we can go from there. And if we could get right prior to there, if we can get there without being detected by Gimble, that would be extremely helpful for us. Do we want to try to do that? Is the question. Right, we haven't seen where Gimble is, so we don't know if Gimble's in camp or not. We don't know where he is, we don't know where any of his people are. I think we got to go for it. I think we should go for it. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. It's a great time. The situation is, we're probably not gonna have a better situation than this. Gimble's on his back heels. We've got the fog as cover. We're gonna have, let's see if Akari can give us some rowers, right? Some fresh rowers to take us. We can make good time. We can get to this river because we've done this course before. We did it the first time with Gimble and Northruth. Right, where Northruth got, I think it was here where they burned the boats, or stole the boats. So I think, yeah, if we get here, probably that's probably gonna be the easier way to do it. If we can get there, we can walk the last little bit to Drin's, and then if we can have a safe overnight at Drin's, even though that's a little far away, I think we can make it there though with fresh rowers, and then we can move him. We can move Rhymefire to the Water Myrmidon Shrine, which is just underneath this village. If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that's right. I realize I did not mark it on the map, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So that's where we're going to go. It's either there or it's in the water. I frankly do not remember. I'm going to say it's here, though. I can't believe I didn't write that down. Obviously, I didn't think we'd ever be going back there. The Water Myrmidon. But considering how far out it is, I think that's where it is. Because I remember dealing with the village. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I think we're going to immediately grab people, throw them in the books. Everybody's probably not unpacked. At least none of our people are. So... executive decision to move Rhymefire now. Under cover of fog. We're gonna make it to, so we're gonna get a fresh, let's say oarsman, from Akari. We're going to try and make it to Drin's. Right. Push on to the Water Myrmidon Shrine in the AM. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, right? That's what we're going to try to do. So I'm specifically getting rowers, so that way we already know that Lia and... I just completely lost my train of thought. Ott and Imbar are a little fatigued, so we don't want them on the oars, so we're going to try to get actual oars people to take us. So we don't have to worry about them getting exhausted, us getting into some sort of fight and having to fight through that. So instead we're gonna do that, and basically I'm gonna let that be advantage for us on the moves, and we're just gonna try to hump it to Drin's, even if we need to spend 1, maybe even 2 points of exhaustion to get to Drin's. I think it's gonna be worth it. Then it's going to be way more useful for us than trying to camp overnight, especially when we don't know where Gimble is. He could ambush us at any time. So I think it's worth pushing on. So, yeah. Alright, so that is the plan. That's the plan. Everybody go with the plan? Everybody knows what we're doing, right? So, let's go down here to... What am I looking for? Oh, haste crawl operation. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. So, we load everybody up. We throw everybody in the boat. We're gonna ask Akari for the fresh rowers. Do we need to roll a persuasion check for that? He seems pretty committed to helping us, so I'm gonna give us advantage on that persuasion check. It's good. That's a 13. It's not great though. Oh. So he's actually not going to give us rowers. He's probably short-handed, right? And he needs every guard on duty to probably protect against Gimble. So I think that's reasonable. That makes sense. So we're not going to get that advantage, which is not great. But I am going to cut myself a little bit of slack, and we're going to use Lia like we have been previously. We're going to use Lia as sort of like the overall group check for everybody. So we're not going to have to worry with everybody else. But it would have been nice to get that. But we didn't. So let's just make that note. So he's unable to spare people. So they're going to have to go it alone, which is fine. We'll get it. It would have been nice that really would have helped our sort of guarantee to get to Dren's sort of keep before then, but by nightfall, but we're going to have to do whatever we can do. We got to do what we got to do. So let's, down here. Control operation. Alright. So, no advantage. So just a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, but we rolled well. Yes. Yes. And she has +2. So that is a 17. Alright. Awesome. So right out the gate, we're going well. We have an opportunity here to do pretty well. So I think right before we jump into that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch around. I'm going to take a short bio break. We'll get back, hop in, and I'm hoping... We'll see how this goes, but my hope is that we'll get all the way to Dren's in this session. So let me go take a little break real quick, and we'll get back, and then we will get into everything. Does that sound good to you guys? Alright. See you guys in a minute. Bye. Alright. Let's kick back into it. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so we have set up our thing. We're gonna travel, right? We're gonna move from that's not the right page. What are you doing? That's not the right one. That's what I'm looking for. So we're here. We're trying to get here. We'll see. So we did not get the the strong rowing lads, so we're gonna do the best we can. And we're gonna make a go for it. Alright. So let's move here. We're jumping fully into our exploration here. So take us a D4. How much does this take? 1. Alright, off to a good start. That's 1 of 17. I'll take that. Now, do we come across any sort of point of interest? Probably not. Nope. And any sort of trouble? Hopefully not. Not. Alright, perfect. Nice easy start. And a good thing. So I'm gonna guess that if we come across any sort of issue with this D12, there's a high likelihood that we might be getting lost. But we'll see, because we're trying to row through the fog. But we have a pretty good idea of where we're going. We've done this route before, so both there and back. So we have a pretty good idea of where we're going. So hopefully we won't get lost. I mean, that'd be real bad for us to get lost in the fog in the morning, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Primarily, what we need to worry about is getting off the lake before the marine layer burns away. So, I think we're going to try to skirt. Right, I don't think we want to go here or here. I don't think we're going to go directly next to Gimble's camp. I think, if possible, we kind of want to go boom, 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 boom. Do that way, kind of go around. So I think we'll kind of hug the coast right here of the March of the Plantation with all the rice paddies. And then once we hit that corner, we're gonna divert and go southeast. So that's our plan anyways. Good. That's what we want. Any trouble? No. Very close though. Run across anything. Didn't really matter. We already know there's that POI's done. We don't have to worry about that point of interest. We took We took care of that a long time ago. So we're up to 2, but we are making crazy good time. And then we're going to divert and try to head to the southeast. 3 ones in a row? Wow. Like, we are flying. Like, everybody understands the mission, right? Everybody understands what we're doing. I guess that's true. I didn't really consider how Renfire was going to come with us. I think that Renfire... I assume Renfire is probably just swimming. Well, no, he's medium-sized. He can fit in one of the boats. Not even an issue. That's right. I always forget he's a wormling, and wormlings are medium-sized. Or we're trying to move a dragon, so I'm thinking like, oh, what are we going to do with this big dragon? He's medium-sized. He's like person-sized. Or sort of in between sort of a horse and dog size. So he's kind of in a weird medium size. Alright, so we didn't have anything there. Any point of interest? Ooh, 3. Actually, I think 3 is some sort of point of interest. So we're going to find a point of interest in here. Which, we're just going to stumble across it. And, sorry. So I had to track that first. Alright. So we've got a point of interest. What's the point of interest? So it's going to be, we got 3, so it's a D12. It's in here. 8. Oh, some sort of homestead. Interesting, in the middle of the lake. Could be another little island. Oh, or it's a neutral, aka civilized monster. I think that there is a lake monster in here. I want it so badly to be a lake monster. So should I go with that? Should I have it be some sort of like aquatic? Whether it's a bullywug or maybe some sort of like Kuatoa or Swagan, something. Or should I stick to the script? I guess I should stick to the script, right? Yeah, because it's actually unlikely. It's actually relatively unlikely to be those guys. Alright. We'll do it the boring way, I guess. 3. Alright, some sort of artificial thing. And D20. Sorry, this has subtables specifically for this. As a quick reference. 9. Alright, some sort of humanoid. Sort of Kobold Fight Club. And let's go with... Alright, so creature types. So what falls under humanoid? Quite a few things fall under humanoid. But we know, so this is... what's the max CR that this guy can be? Or gal, or whatever this thing is. It did say a humanoid monster, so there is a likelihood that we're going to pick a more monstrous kind of thing. Man, I'm just not on it this morning. I think it's the allergies. I'm trying to remember, when exactly did I even pull this out to look? Oh, CR. Gosh, CR. Because we're 4. Okay. So it really only goes up to about CR1. So that'll help us. So CR is actually only to 1. Alright, so, well, that gives us 6 different pages to work on, so let's just do that. We'll just roll it. Alright, so what's here on page 3? I think there's, what, 10 results per? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, alright. And a D10. Oh, that'd be nice if we got that turtle. We didn't. Oh! We didn't get a bullywug, we got the other. We got the other frog people, the grung. So there's a grung. So I'm actually going to add this to the map. Let me get my little stamp here. We're going to take this guy and put him right here. So you come across a... run home. And this could be in So there's a grung that just kind of hangs out here in the middle of the lake. So we don't know. They probably have like some sort of because I can't remember. I don't think grungs can breathe underwater. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't think they can breathe underwater, but they can hold their breath for a long time. So I think this might be sort of like a beaver dam situation, right? Where they have a home that you have to like go underwater to get into, like that. All right, so we do come across that, and do we identify it as a grung home? I'm gonna give I'll give her a nature check. I don't think we're actually gonna stop to really talk to this person. I said nature check. I mean, it's a 16, so maybe. Okay, yeah. So Lia's able to identify, the group's able to identify as a grung home. But we're not going to stop to do anything with this. We're not really going to work with this point of interest. We don't... Well, let me ask this. Can we see the grung? So let's do a perception check. There's a bunch of people with her. She'll have advantage. She needed it. That's an 11, so probably not. No. Alright. So we kind of look around, but there was fog anyways, so we wouldn't have had that. So yeah, we don't see anybody, but we do realize, hey, no, that's definitely sort of like a grung hovel. That's weird. Never noticed that before. So I think it just kind of barely peeks up out of the water. So we probably almost run aground on it in the fog, actually. Because I was gonna say, if we see them, maybe we could ask them really quickly if they've seen Gimble's men. But that grung is somewhere, or is inside and is not paying attention, or is really good at stealth and just watching us. So we're gonna keep moving to the southeast. Grab this guy. Boop, boop. All right. So we're gonna keep moving to the southeast. Another one? Wow, we're doing great. We are really flying. I was worried we weren't gonna make it, but we are kicking real butt. We've moved 4 hexes with 4 out of 17 effort spent. Alright. Anything interrupt us? No. Good. Any point of interest? No. Alright. And we're not stopping to search for points of interest, so we're just gonna keep on moving. Into the river mouth. Alright, now it's gonna start taking its toll on us. We're not gonna find anything once we get in there, but apparently moving up into the river takes... We probably have to portage a little bit, maybe. So that's gonna take a little bit out of us. Basically doubles our effort so far. But we're into the river. We're gonna move on to the next one. And we know this one's confirmed empty, so we know there's not a point of interest in there. This one we were looking for stuff. Right, I'm not crazy. I know this one. Okay, yeah, no, I don't remember where it was last time. Where the sunken shrine was. I'm pretty sure it was in and or around that village. So it's either in one of those adjoining hexes that we've already checked out, or it's in the hamlet itself. I'm just going to go with the hamlet because I didn't mark it anywhere else. So that's going to take us 2. We're not going to run across anything though, which is good. All right, so we're still making really good time. So we're pretty much guaranteed to get to Dren's. And I think we're going to take the boats up here, and then we're going to try to... This cuts through probably like a gorge kind of thing. And then we're going to go here. Ooh. So it's going to take a lot of effort out of us. Oof. Almost had some sort of interruption, but not quite. All right. It does take it out of us, but we do see the directional sign, and we do know that the sign's pointed incorrectly because we've been to Dren's. The sign points east to the holding, but his holding's actually to the southeast. So I guess it kind of depends on where it is in that bend, maybe. I don't know. What we do know is don't follow that sign. All right, and I think from there we're gonna have to. So here's the question: do we want to take the boats with us? Do we want to carry the boats with us to Trins? If we do that, I think we have to do basically disadvantage or advantage on the D4 roll for effort spent. But I'm worried if we leave the boats here, and I think that all the characters are, especially Ott, and dealing with Norkruth last time, and dealing with the boat issues, and dealing with Gimble's boat issues, right? We have a lot of boat-related issues in our history, and I think we've got enough experience at this point to know that, hey, what we probably should do is take these boats with us. So that way they're not stolen, nobody can track us with them. I mean, there may be a bunch of like footprints and stuff that makes it clear that we took the launches with us. But I'd rather have the launches with us and need them and not have them. So yeah, we're gonna limber up those launches, pull them up. Everybody's gonna put them on their shoulders, and we're gonna carry them over the last few miles to Drens. That's the point. Did I add the 4? Number 4 down? Yes. Okay. So this last one shouldn't be an issue. Takes us 3 effort, which puts us exactly where we need to be. As we show up at Drens, we already know that's the point of interest. Is there anything else? Alright, no, nothing interrupts us. So we show up at Drin's place. You know, the group of us, there's a handful of us probably. I'm gonna guess, we said that we took a number of boats, so at least 2 boats. So maybe we just have 1, because I think we just took, since we didn't have any oarsmen with us, I think we're just taking the core group. So it's just Lia, Delg. Are we gonna take Delg with us? Yeah, let's just ask. Did we take Delg with us? Because I think it's a 50-50 shot. Because we did say that Delg was probably going to be busy working with the casualties from the fight last night. So is Delg with us? Yes. Okay, so we have Delg with us. Perfect. So it's going to be Lia, Delg, Imbar, Ott, and then Rhinefire. And Rhinefire's Kobold. So there's 6 of us. So probably 2 small boats, like canoe-sized kind of boats. Because they're not taking a lot of gear and stuff with them. So we've got 2, and that makes those relatively easy for them to carry. I mean, they're still heavy, they're wood, but there's 3 of them per boat. So they show up at Drin's. So let's go ahead and update our notes up here. Alright, so we travel to Drin's. Holding. We found a grung hut, but no grung. Not a grung hut, but no grung. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so we're gonna show up here. Let's give it a perception check. We got a couple people with this, so we'll give her advantage. She rolled terrible anyway, so it's 10. So everything looks fine to her. We failed that. We're trying to get a bead on things, like as we're walking up to this place, like, does anything seem out of sorts, kind of weird? Which I guess we could have said was maybe an insight check instead, but either way, they were going to be basically the same check. Failures, either way. So we can't really tell anything different, so I think they're just going to kind of go up, because what we're really kind of hoping to avoid here is we don't want a Cloud City Lando Calrissian situation, where we're going to show up at Dren, and then Dren's going to hand us over to Gimble. We don't want that. Because we don't know Dren super well. Just kind of stopped by before. And okay. All right, so the first question, are we hiding Rhymefire? I don't think so at this point. We gotta take Rhymefire somewhere, and if we're gonna take him inside for Drin's overnight, then Drin's gonna see the dragon in the kobold with it. So I don't think we're hiding it. So yeah, I think we walk up to the gates of the. It's a keep, right? Yeah, it's a keep with the palisade, and outbuildings. Perfect. So as we're approaching, do we see people? Yeah, okay, we see plenty of people. All right, that's good. That's good. And so we're not getting the vibe one way or the other. So we're thinking things are going all right. We're hoping that it hasn't been corrupted by Gimble, and we're not going to walk into some sort of trap. So we're just carrying the boats up. We're going to do that, knocking on the doors, and say, you know, hey, we're here to see the Lord of the Keep or the castle. Drin. How does that go? I'm just gonna straight up Oracle. Okay, it's not good. All right, so let's ask some clarifying questions. So we're not gonna be let in immediately to the Bailey of the Keep. So why? Is Drin there? Yes. Yes, but we rolled an 11, which means we're gonna have that be an interrupt scene. So as we're at the gate, sort of having this conversation, there is going to be some sort of interrupted scene. Something's going to interrupt us while we're trying to gain access here. Something that maybe is stopping us from access. All right, so let's roll on my handy dandy Oracle table. 3. All right, some sort of ordinary creature. Interesting. Create, release, or use. All right, so I'm gonna go with the ordinary. Ordinary creature, probably going to be the guards. I think somebody who's guarding here, because they don't really classify themselves as being a full NPC, so I think that makes sense as a creature. And they are using creating. Well, they can't create. Our other object is. Well, I mean, they could. Oh no. They're using an extraordinary trap or trick on us. So things are rotten in the state of Denmark. So there's going to be some sort of extraordinary. So probably magical in nature. We don't know, but probably magical in nature. Kind of trap that's about to get dropped on us. Let's see. Oh no, it's a murder trap. It's here to kill. I'm trying to think of a magic trap that they might have access to that would kind of hurt us like that. That's a good question. That's a bit of a stumper. Let's try to think of something really quickly. What could that possibly be? That could possibly be. Let's update our notes. Well, we weren't allowed. So we arrived at Drin's, but we weren't allowed access. And guard. We'll just. Gate. A trap on them. So some sort of extraordinary trap. Is this some sort of I'm trying to think of a good extraordinary trap. I'm thinking maybe like a one of the magic walls. What is the lowest ranking wall spell? That makes sense. Oh, well, the wall started at level 3, which is a little high for us. Probably a wall of sand. Alright, so it creates a wall of up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 10 feet thick, and vanishes when the spell ends. Yeah, I think that makes more sense than water or wind. It's got to be basically the lowest level. Alright, so we've got some sort of wizard. So we're going up here, and then somebody zips up, and the dirt around us starts to kick up and swirl, and suddenly we're sort of like in the middle of this tornado-style thing. And how long does this guy last? Up to 10 minutes, so we're in here. And I think it's just, like, it's a vortex. Like, we can't hear anything. There's the sound of the wind is too muffled. They really can't talk to each other. But they really do realize they are sort of trapped. I think the Kobold Dragon Shield immediately, you know, makes himself ready for battle and kind of stands himself in front of Rhymefire. Okay, what are we gonna do? Good question. Lia is not the... She's a wizard, but she's not the right kind of wizard for this. Problem is that I think we are we did... Hold on. How many charges do we get back on that magic missile? Wand. 2. Alright. So we got 2 back. Perfect. Alright. So what are we gonna do? She does not really have a good way to deal with that. And I don't think we can't see through the wall, correct? It blocks line of sight, but not movement. So we can't see anything through it. And I'm gonna assume, technically I guess it doesn't have a top on it. Maybe they did this because we walked up with the dragon. That could possibly be the case. Like, we definitely saw people when we were coming up, but those people probably fled because we literally have a dragon and kobold monster with us. And a gnoll. We're pretty... Yeah, I guess technically we're pretty rough looking, now that I think about it. This may be purely defensive. Dang, what are we gonna do? She doesn't really have anything to deal with this. And we can't see through it, so we can't use Magic Missile, even. Because we don't have line of sight. She does have Mold Earth, though. So yeah, I think she will, use her magic, use her staff, and mold earth and pick up sort of like that 5-foot cube of loose soil and stack it next to it, and then sort of crawl up on it. It's 10 foot high, so alright, so D&D 5-foot cubes are kind of weird because it kind of always assumes that a medium creature is only in the 5-foot cube, even though there are a lot of characters and monsters that are taller than 5 foot, so they should be sticking out at least on the top. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and be like, well, if I can make a 5-foot cube and then stand on top of the 5-foot cube, I should be able to see over the 10-foot wall because my height would be more than 10 feet combined. So yeah, let's see. We'll just give it just straight up. I think that she can, so +3, but can she see over the wall? Yes. Alright, so she kind of peeks over the wall, so it was her action to do that, but she can climb up there and at least look over. Does she see who's responsible for this spell? No. Alright, so she can't tell. I think she can see guards. I'm not gonna give her a lot of, like, can she pull any insight from sort of like what's going on? Like, are guards moving around mustering or anything? I know she can't hear anything. Yeah, she can't really see anything. She can't see, like, she's certainly not as high as the wall, so she can't really see a ton. But she has at least some visibility now. So she's kind of trying to figure out where people are and trying to figure out who conjured this wall of sand that's now surrounding the party. Alright, so that's it. I don't quite want to move into combat initiative, but that's kind of what's going on. So what are they going to do? So they've kind of constructed this, and let's ask some more sort of oracle questions, kind of figure out what's kind of going on here. Are people coming in to actually sort of attack or surround them? Are they moving in to capture? No. Alright, do we see them mustering some sort of like violent stuff? Like, are we seeing archers kind of show up, things like that? Yes, okay. So people are starting to jump up to the top of the palisade, right? We're seeing them run up the ramparts. And they're going to be there, and they are going to probably load arrows or crossbows, right? Either bows or crossbows. And start taking aim. Alright, so now we'll hop back to Lia. Lia's here. Can she define whether these people that are showing up and, you know, loading and probably getting ready to aim and fire at them, are these Dren's people? No. Oh no. Are the Gimble's people? No. Maybe I should have had a modifier on that. Well, I didn't do that. We'll just go. All right. Oh no. Could it be Norcruth's people? Could it be Norcruth? Oh, that's actually probably more likely. +3 isn't Norcruth. Oh no, it's Norcruth. Damn you, Norcruth. Norcruth is blue, right? We see that Dragonborn, the familiar Dragonborn, walk up to the parapet. Where's he at? Where's Norcruth at? I am pretty sure that he is blue. I didn't say. I'm gonna write down. I'm pretty sure he's blue. So we do see the familiar, tall and muscular form of Norcruth walk onto the battlements. We didn't see Dren, or we didn't see Dren's men. Do we see Dren? No. Okay, so we don't see Dren. So Dren. All right, something weird's going on. So it's Norcruth. All right. So it's kind of Lia's go. There are new people on the parapet. Do we see who's doing the spell now? Who's concentrating on the spell? Yes. All right. Is it Norcruth? I don't think Norcruth is the veteran. We have never seen Norcruth cast a spell. Is it Norcruth? I think that's extremely unlikely. So, -5. Yeah, it's not Norcruth. Is it? Here's a question. So we do see somebody magical. Is it anybody we recognize? Yes. Interesting. Who could that be? Alright, well, we can knock out some people we know it's not. Well, let's knock out some factions. We kind of have 7 factions. So let's roll a d8 and take that. 4. Oh no, it's the Bounty Hunters Guild! It's the Bounty Hunters Guild! No! Oh, but it's somebody we recognize from the Bounty Hunters Guild. So it must be one of the people that when we were first moving from Split Valley Oasis to Carjuntan, we were first making that first trip, we did run afoul of the Bounty Hunter Guild. We did kill somebody. We didn't kill all those people, but we did kill somebody. So one of them must be a mage. And we recognize that person. Now, we do know that the Bounty Hunters Guild, apparently some of their members are dabbling in assassination. And we do know that there's a hit out for us. As far as we know, that is from basically the Chimera, right? So all of this is wrapped with the Cult of Norimana in some way, and now Norcruth's involved, and now, well, certainly he's here for Rhymefire, for sure. But this could be the gas that we're involved with, it could be the Chimera. Alright, so there is a mage. We do see them. Do we lock eyes with them? Yeah. So we see them sort of like concentrating on this gigantic ball of sand. We can see Lia, she's not particularly tall, but she can see over this sort of whirling sandstorm that's ripped around them. And like archers are getting ready and stuff. And we see them. Lia's just gonna blast him? Just gonna blast that mage with the Wand of Magic Missile? I think so. She's a wizard, so she understands how, like, spell concentration works. So yeah, I think she's just gonna bust out that Wand of Magic Missile, and I think she's going to use every charge except one. One, two, four. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're gonna use 4 charges of the Magic Missile, which does, basically a 4th level magic missile spell. So 3, 2, 3, 4. So, right? Is that right? 3, 2, 3, 4. 6 points. So there's 6 darts of magic missile. That's gonna be a lot of damage. So 18 plus 6. So 24 points of damage to that mage. Let's let them make a concentration check. I think that's almost impossible for them to make. Oh, no. There's no way any mage has a +5 to their Constitution save, especially at this low level. No way. So, just streaks of these green darts, just boom, 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 slam into that mage, and the sand dissipates immediately, leaving Lia standing there pointing at the mage with that wand that's probably still sizzling a little bit with arcane energy. And then we're gonna roll initiative. Yeah. Okay. So let's roll initiative. Well, let's determine what the fight actually is, I guess, because we haven't done that yet. All right. Well, combat tracker. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so Rhymefire is definitely in this fight. And so we're gonna have Norcruth. We have the mage. And then we're gonna have basically, like, archers. That's what we'll have. Oh, and I'm gonna have his kobold, his dragon shield, basically go when he goes. So we're not in a great position right there. They're gonna have cover from the parapets. They're gonna have the height advantage. We're basically standing in front of a fortress, so it's not a great situation to be in. But let's figure out what that's gonna actually look like. But I am gonna give us, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 6 combatants on our side, and we're level 3, right? So we've got 6 basically level 3 combatants. Okay. So we're gonna have some sort of humanoids. I'm gonna turn that off. Let me just generate an encounter. Oh. Not just a 0. All the way up. So let's kind of look through here. So we'll add some guards. I think those make sense for the archers. Norcruth is, I believe, a veteran. By himself. Not the half-dragon red veteran. He's just a normal veteran. And then we're going to have some sort of mage. Could be a cultist. Probably better than cultist, though, I think. Probably slightly higher. Actually, technically, because Wallace and so it's technically a better mage than Lia is. And Lia's equal to... Let's look that up. Lia's equal to basically a half CR. So let's look for something that's above half. So probably a 1 CR. Caster. So I Threatening Yanti Pure Blood to regard. I may use that Warlock, that Fire Newt Warlock. Actually, we'll use the Cobalt Scale Sorcerer. That's fine. I don't think it's a Cobalt, but we're gonna use that stat block. Alright, so we've got the veteran, we've got that, and then we just need to how many potential? Let's say 2d4 for these guys. 7. Okay. So this is gonna be a pretty difficult fight. So, all right. Well, that's what we're gonna have. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's go to our monsters, our creatures, real quick, and let's get that Kobold Scale Sorcerer, because I need to knock down their... Yeah, so she almost wipes him with that magic missile spell. He has 6 hit points left, and he'll go on 12. Yeah, 6 hit points left. The archers are guards, and I think guards go on... I think they just go on 10. They go on 11. Okay. And we said there are 7 of them, which is not great for us. But each of them has 11 hit points. Okay. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And we have Norkruth. Norkruth is a veteran. So he is gonna be... So he goes also on a +1, so he'll also go on 11. And he has 58 hit points. I'm just gonna take him, and I will put him in front of the archers. Does that make sense? Okay. Everybody's good there. Rhymefire. Rhymefire, I believe, has a +2. 12. So I'm going to let them break the tie. They'll go before the mage. And then let's roll some initiatives for our actual people. Lia. Ooh, Lia's going to go real high. She's got 20. How about Delg? Delg's going to go at the bottom. Good. That's where the healer should be anyways, to do actual healing. Imbar. Oh, Imbar did well. We'll have Imbar here. Turn italics off. Mar and Ott. Ott rolled even better. Alright. So that is our layout. That's all we need to know. We actually don't need everybody's initiative after that. Okay, so Lia gets to go again, apparently, because we rolled really well. Perfect, so we basically take out that mage. Then I think she's going to hop down, and she's going to use Mold Earth again. To basically take the next chunk next to our 5-foot cube and pick that up and move it over. And so basically do that, and then she's gonna hop off the 5 foot that she's on, so they can take cover, so they can have some cover basically. So they'll have like 2 foxholes and then 2 like built up sort of cover areas, so you can start getting cover. So I'll just go ahead and be like, Lia is in cover, and that's gonna be her turn. Ott will also hop into cover. She's gonna take one of them, and then she's going to turn. Has Norcruth said anything at this point? I guess not. Technically, we haven't said that he said anything. But I mean, we know this is gonna be a fight. We know it's gonna be a fight. Hopefully, this is gonna be our final stand down with Norcruth. That'd be nice. We do know that at least if it's Norcruth, as far as we know, Gimble's not involved, because we were there for that very public falling out. All right, so Ott's gonna move into cover, and then she is going to take 2 shots. Who's she gonna shoot at? I think she's gonna shoot at guards first. So she has a +4. Well, that's 1 hit for sure. 1d8 +2, 7, 8, and 9. So this one is reduced to 2 hit points. And she pops one of the archers with an arrow, even though we're gonna assume all the archers also have cover, or probably will be now. Now that it's the start of their turn. Imbar's gonna take cover. Imbar's gonna take Imbar. Imbar's also going to take cover, and then she will fire her longbow and miss. I think. Well, it's a 14. 14 plus cover. No, they have chain shirt. Nope. Just missed though. Okay, Rhymefire's turn. What the heck is Rhymefire gonna do? They're probably. I think they're. Let's double check, but I'm pretty sure that they are out of range for a breath weapon. So, can he hit anybody with a breath weapon from where he is? I don't think that's likely. -3. Oh, apparently it can. How many can we get in here? So I'm going to try to focus on Norcruth, I think, first. So Norcruth and 1 other person. Is that other person the mage? Yes. I think he's going to do the cold breath. So it's con save from Norcruth. That's a fail. And a con save from the mage. Which will be a pass. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think... Hold on. I think it's 3d8. Silver Dragon Wormling. Let's look at your stats real quick. Trying to remember. So he's doing the cold breath. Oh, it's 4d8. Alright. Oh, yeah. Even at half damage, that's going to kill him. Kill the mage. So the mage got flash froze. And then Norcruth will take 15. I think. You know what? I'm gonna go up for him. It's one of those things. I was just watching the Sly Flourish, one of his things, and I used to do this, and I need to go back to doing it, rather than ticking down on hit point damage just to build up, because it's just faster to add than do subtraction. So I just need to do that. And this mage got flash frozen, so Rhymefire rears back and blows his breath on the wall, and so there's just this rhyme ice across the palisade and hits Norcruth. Who Norcruth actually he's a blue dragonborn. That's lightning. That's not cold. Does not have resistance to that. But it does also, the mage catches the full blast of it and then is sort of like flash frozen and falls off the back of the palisade down to the ground. There's probably a shattering of ice. And mage chunks everywhere. Alright, well, that mage did not last long from the Bounty Hunters Guild. So, not going to be reporting in there. That is Rhymefire. Is Rhymefire going to move into cover? Is the Rhinefire going to move into cover? Yeah. I mean, why would he not? I don't think there's any reason he wouldn't. Because since he's medium-sized. Which means his Dragon Shield will not get cover, but his Dragon Shield has... I'm trying to remember if they have... They have a spear. They can only throw the spear. They don't have anything else. They will take the dodge action then. That's what they're going to do. Because they can't do anything else. They do not have a ranged weapon. I mean, they have the spear, but if they throw the spear, then they don't have a spear. So the Dragon Shield is going to dodge. Alright, Norkruth. Norkruth is a veteran. He can only make one attack with a ranged weapon. He does not get the multi-attack for crossbow because it's a loading weapon, probably. Okay. What is Norkruth going to do? Norkruth, things have gone... I think he thought he had him, and things are going real bad real quick. They've immediately turned the tide of battle. He had all the advantages. He had them stuck. He summoned all the archers to be able to fire down upon them. They ripped through that mage. Lia's building their own cover, so that's sort of neutralizing the fortress aspect of it. So Norkruth. So let's ask: Norkruth is not happy with us? Is Norkruth gonna stay in the fight? I'm gonna give him advantage because I think he's kind of got a fire in his belly against us. 10. I'm pretty sure 10 keeps him in the fight. Yeah, just barely. So he's immediately kind of back on it, and then he kind of like grits his teeth and pulls up that heavy crossbow. And who is his primary target? I think he's probably most pissed off at Lia, frankly. So I think he's just going to shoot at Lia, who has cover. But that may hit him. That's a 16. What is Lia's AC? 14, even with the +2, is 16 from cover. So he pops her with a heavy crossbow bolt. I'm going to guess in the shoulder, just BAM! Ah! For a whopping 4 points damage. So not terrible, but she is a wizard. That's still 20% of her hit points. So she's down 16. Alright. Again, gotta start doing the build-up thing. That would make my life a lot easier. But, alright, so that's him. And then, right, he'll go back to covers. They've got covers. He's doing his reload action. Does he yell at anything? I feel like he would. Norkruth's kind of a dick. I think he's like, just die already. Give me my dragon. Yeah, give me my dragon back. That's what he's gonna say. Because he's like shouting over like the crenellations as he's sort of like pulling back on the crossbow. Give me my dragon back. Archers fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, well, we've got, that's, so who's getting the extra one? So everybody's gonna get one attack. Gonna get attacked once, but who's gonna get the extra one? There's 6 of us, right? 5. So the Dragon Shield's gonna get 2. Alright, so archers they're just guards. I think they have +2. Well, definitely hit Lia. They're using... Actually, let me look it up. Let me look up what they're going to use. There we go. Alright. Oh, no, they only have spears. That's alright. I'm going to give them, for the purpose of this, they're going to have bows instead. Short bows or long bows? High is long bow. Short bows. Okay, they have short bows. That's good for us. So it's just a d6. 1 plus 1. So 2 points of damage to Lia. Still not great. And then they're going to keep going down the line. Oh, that's totally a miss on Ott, on Imbar. Also going to be a miss. On Rhymefire, going to be a miss. So they're just firing wildly. So Lia got hit. But everybody else is kind of firing wildly. And then we have 2 against the Dragon Shield. Which actually both of those have disadvantage. So that's 1. Because he's taking the dodge action. And 12. So 14. Does 14 hit the Dragon Shield? No, he has 15. Nice. So the dodge was definitely worth it. And then 1 for Delg. Delg's just hanging out. He hasn't gotten to go yet, and he also gets missed. Wow. We've got full-on Star Wars stormtroopers for these archers, except for Lia. Lia gets shot. She gets like heroically shot, you know, like in a movie where it's just like, oh, you got to take one to the shoulder just to show they're a threat, right? Even though it's like the injury doesn't really do very much. But they missed everybody else, right? So bully on them. Perfect. That's the archer. So it is Delg's turn. Delg doesn't necessarily need to heal anybody. And he doesn't. We only have 4 points of cover, so he doesn't have any places to cover. Actually, is there a cart or something nearby he can hide behind? Okay, yeah. So he's gonna move over to a nearby sort of like cart, and so he's gonna kind of hunker down behind one of the wheels of that thing, because he's not. Well, he's got a sling. He'll sling. There's a herd archer up there. There's a chance he could hit somebody. He doesn't, but he could. If he rolls better, right? All right, back to the top. Lia's in cover. Lia's hurt. She's gonna pop her head out. Norkruth's in cover. Everybody's in cover. Does she have any good spells used? Because they're still kind of good firebolts, chromatic orb, light magic, 5 familiar grease, ice knife. No, none of those are super great or useful in this. So I think she's just gonna firebolt one of them. Try to firebolt that one that's hurt, even though they have cover. Yeah. That's what she should have made the other thing cover. Yep. Oh well. Used a firebolt and missed. She'll go back in cover. Ott's gonna pop up and take 2 shots. First against the hurt one, obviously. That's gonna miss. And even that, I think, also misses. Yeah. There's no way 12 hits them while they're in cover. Imbar's gonna pop up and try to shoot at the hurt one. Imbar certainly will hit. And I actually can't not kill them with their bonus to damage. Alright, so one of the archers goes down. Rhymefire. Does Rhymfire's breath recharge? No. Rhymefire, of course, being a wormling, doesn't really have anything except bite. If they don't get their breath weapon. He really doesn't. He really doesn't like Norkruth, because Norkruth has captured him before. More than that, as long as Norkruth is around, he's not safe. So here's the thing: is he gonna go get Norkruth? Yeah. I don't want to do an interrupt scene. We're in the middle of a fight, but yeah, he's gonna fly up and try to just grab Norkruth. So he's gonna fly up, land on the parapet right above Norkruth, who's reloading his heavy crossbow, looks up, and there's a dragon. And try to, I guess, make a bite attack. Ugh. Miss, but tried. So it's then on the parapet, sort of fighting with them. So Rhymefire is no longer in cover, and has, in fact, abandoned his Dragon Shield. Who's taking the dodge action. The Dragon Shield... Dragon Shield, I assume, starts freaking out because he can't protect the dragon. Because the dragon's now up on the parapet. It doesn't really have anything. Does he throw his spear out of desperation? No. So he keeps it together a little bit. I think he looks around. Looks around like, can he find a rock to throw? No. Okay. There's literally just nothing for him to do. So he's going to jump into cover. I'll jump into cover because that's all he could really do. I'll say palisade. So Rhinefire's up on the palisade. Alright, Norkruth's got a dragon in front of him, so he's going to drop his crossbow and draw his sword. And this was probably a very poor decision on Rhinefire's part. Because he is not terrible. He can only, I think he can only draw one of his attacks, so he's just gonna 2 multi-attacks. Well, Rhinefire made a very bad choice. You know what? Lia's going to... Let me ask again. Let me ask. Is Lia within range to Silvery Barbs that? Yes. Alright, she's going to Silvery Barbs that. And try to at least get that crit out of there. Okay. And what's his plus to hit? A +5. I'm pretty sure that hits him. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. So, at least this is gone. Alright. So, only 1 attack from the longsword. That's much, much better. 6 plus 3. So Rhinefire's going to take 9 points of damage. 9 out of 45. So he sort of pulls out his blade and stabs into Rhinefire's. Trying to scratch and bite at him, snap at him on the palisade. And the Dragon Shield's freaking out. Dragon Shield's probably going to try to climb that wall. Is probably what he's trying to do. But I need to Lia use Silvery Barbs, so she's going to use a spell slot. Who's she going to give that bonus to? She's going to give that bonus to Rhinefire. In case he doesn't get a recharge. Alright, so perfect. So there's a... Battle continues to go on. That was Norkruth. Archers, where are they going to split their attention? They've got one for everybody. Everybody gets a little arrow. Right? Hopefully not a big arrow. So against Lia. Again, right on the money. So Lia's going to get hit for... they have short bows. For 6 points of damage. Okay. She is... Alright, now she's not doing so hot. She takes another arrow. It's like some of them just not bouncing off the mage armor, just like slamming into her again, like cutting at her. As she popped up to like do the silvery bars, that bam, gets hit with an arrow as she's popped up. Against Ut. Hit. Man, those archers are gonna wipe us if we're not careful. 03 of whatever. Question mark. I guess I should probably do hers on your sheet. She has a sheet. We'll track it. There. Alright, so she has 29 hit points left. I know she has the most hit points out of everybody. Against Imbar. So much for this cover. This cover has not been... Well, I guess last round it was really useful. Alright, miss on Imbar. A shot on Rhinefire. I miss. A shot against his Dragon Shield. I miss. A shot against Del behind the cart. A hit. So Del's looking out, trying to figure out whether he's going to make a break to go after Lia, and he's going to get popped with an arrow as well. For -6, so that's 17 hit points. All right. Those are the archers. Delg. Delg's gonna make a run for Lia. Can he reach Lia? I think almost certainly. +5. Yeah. And he will do some healing. He will do some healing, so that's a d6 +7. Come on. Alright, so 10 points. She's gonna get 10 points back. 18. It's really good. We'll give her a little star to let her know that she's been healed. And so, right, Del can only do that once per short rest. And then he's going to use his cunning action to dash. He's going to dash back into cover. Then we're back at the top of the round again. Leah's getting peppered with arrows down here. She's got to do something about those people up there, but she hasn't been super good at doing it. And honestly, nothing's better than what she does. What's the casting on grease? Let's go. Try and how far can she do grease? Because if she could get those guys to fall off the parapet, that would be really great. It's only a 10-foot square. She'd only be able to get 2 of them anyways. That's really not worth it. So she'll firebolt, right? Unless she wants a magic missile. Nah, she'll firebolt. I guess one of them. Let's go with the firebolt. Come on. Oh. Should have used Mold Earth again. Ah. You gotta use your noggin. Gotta use your noggin. You guys gotta help me out here. I'm trying to use my noggin. Alright, So, fortunately, she fires off another firebolt. There's a lot of, like, peeking around cover, shooting, peeking around cover. Very classic sort of shootout. With archers also firing cover. Misses the archer. Ott will go. Ott's going to make 2 attacks. She'll go against whoever's going. That may hit. What's her bonus to hit? Oh, only 4. Yeah, 4. Unfortunately, she hasn't been very useful this combat. Imbar's gonna shoot from cover. Imbar's a better fighter. Oh, she's definitely gonna hit one. Yeah, we need to get Imbar and the Kobold Dragon Shield up on that wall. That's what I was upset with myself. I should have made Lia do Mold Earth next to the wall so they could maybe try to get up there. But she is going to hit with that one. 1d8 plus 1. So 5 points of damage against this guy. And she plugs one with an arrow. Pops up out of the cover. Pop! And drops back down in the cover. Rhyme fire. Come on. We're looking for 6. We want him to get his breath back. Nope. Alright. Well, he's in a really bad situation. But we are going to probably do the advantage. Ooh. He's pretty strong, right? Rhymefire's pretty beefy. Yeah. He's actually probably stronger than Norkruth. He is actually going to try to make a shove attack. He's going to try to push Norkruth off the parapet instead. And for this, he's going to cash in that bonus from the silvery barbs. Do an opposed strength check. That's 19. That's really good. Norkruth. Oh no! He rolls a natural 19. Oh. Do we try and silvery barbs it again? Once we see the 2 of them? Yeah, I think she would. So she will spend her second silvery barbs, and he will make another attempt. Ooh, 16 is still really good. Dang. What is his actual bonus though? +3. Oh, it's 19 and 19. How do we roll that? It's an opposed check. I'm gonna go with meets or beats, because that's how you normally do it for a normal DC and save. So that goes to the actor, who I think in this case we're gonna give it to Norcruth, or not to Norcruth. We're gonna give it to Brimefire. Right? Do we give it to Brimefire? Yeah, let's give it to Brimefire. It's suitably epic. So he's gonna kick him off. How tall are these walls? We know they're at least, from what we said earlier, they're at least 15 foot. Are they higher than 15 foot? We'll just ask. No. Alright, so they're 15 foot up. Which is not terribly high walls for defensive fortification, but it is just a small keep. So he pushes him off, and Norcruth is going to take some falling damage. He'll take 1 point of falling damage. He falls into... Apparently there's a cart with hay down there that he falls into. So, wow. Really should have just gone for the attack, I guess. Man, really kind of busted myself up there for nothing. Alright. Well, Norcruth now he's taking 16 points of damage. And Lia's lost another spell slot for that. That ended up being a big old flub. Silvery Barb's... Wait, is Silvery Barb's second level? No, it's first level. Okay, good. Alright. That is Rhymefire's turn, I guess. The Dragon Shield. The Dragon Shield going to try to scale the wall. I think he has to sing the fight and sing his liege lord been struck by somebody. He'll try to climb it. I think it's really difficult to climb though. So I think he's got disadvantage on it. But I'll give him the opportunity to at least try to climb it. Yeah. So the kobold's sort of like scrambling, trying to find purchase, trying to dig his claws into that wooden palisade and pull himself up, but he's getting nowhere fast. Oh, I forgot he has sunlight sensitivity. I should remember that. He hasn't attacked anybody, but good to know. Well, but no longer in cover. Into climbing. Norcruth just fell on his butt, but he dropped his crossbow up there, so he doesn't have a ranged weapon. Did he hold on to his sword? Probably. +3. Because he didn't take much damage. Nope, so he lost the sword. He has another sword on him. There's nothing he can really do down here. He's going to go grab his sword. Is he going to stay in the fight? I think so. Yeah. 1 and a 20, yeah. Yeah, he's in the fight. So he will spend, I guess, most of his turn like running back up the ramparts. He has to go around to the stairs and run back over to where all the action's happening. So he's kind of out of commission for a turn, I think, because he doesn't have any ranged weaponry. Trying to get back. Archers. There's 6 archers, there's 6 people. Against Lia. Actually gonna be a miss, since she's in cover. Against Dot. Definitely a miss. Against Imbar. Maybe a miss. Yes, miss. Since she's in cover. Against Rhymefire. Miss. I guess I wasn't counting the Dragon Shield, was I? Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I guess so. Against the Dragon Shield, he no longer has cover. So he's going to get plugged. For 2 points of damage. 2 question mark. I think he actually has quite a bit of health, so I'm not really worried about it. And against Delg. You're going to plug Delg again. Alright, Delg takes 4 points of damage. Alright, He gets shot again as he's peeking out around the cart, trying to see like if anybody needs healing, what he can do. Alright. So back up at the top, Leah's in cover. Leah's going to, this time, because I'm smart, go mold earth, make that 5-foot platform for the dragon shield to climb up onto, and maybe even Imbar, actually. Oh, it's gonna pop up and take 2 shots. Pop, pop. Definitely hit 12, 14. Yeah, that's not gonna hit them. But 1 hits. So she gets a D8 plus 2 against the first one for 4 points of damage. Ugh, really cannot kill these guys. Going slow, because we're rolling low damage. And she'll pop back into cover. Imbar's gonna leave cover. She's gonna try to make that jump. She's gonna try to make the athletics check to jump up on that mold earth and climb up there. She's got okay athletics though. And plus 4. It's only 13. Is that enough to make it? Oh! No. That's still a 10. Well, I guess that hits, right? Yeah, so she does make it up. So she climbs up. Is that going to take her entire turn to get up there? Probably. Does that take her entire turn? Yeah. Alright, so she is, but she is now up on the palisade as well. She's climbed up there. She and Rimefire next to each other into it. I assume she dropped her bow probably back in there. I don't think she's taking the time to put it away. So it's back in the hole where she was taking cover. So she runs up there. Rimefire's up there. Rimefire get his thing back. It's not 5 or 6, right? It's on 6. Oh, recharge 5 or 6. Recharges. Nice. So obviously she doesn't want to hit. Man, I wish she'd been able to use it before we're up there. How many of these archers can she hit? Because Norcroft's kind of at the far end. How many of these archers can she hit without hitting Imbar? I think like a D4 of them. 4. Okay. So we'll just say the first 4. So she will do. Rimefire will do that, and they all need to make con saves. And the DC for that is 13. And she's doing the we're gonna do the paralyzing breath. Because we really need to take these archers out. Alright, so DC 13. So that's a failure. So this one. Just put down. Alright, actually I'll just write paralyzed. What is the bonus for guards? Guards. They get a +1, which is still going to be a fail. So actually, only one of them passed. Nice. All right, so only that third one passed. So this one's paralyzed, that one's fine, and this one's paralyzed, which is good. Nice. So Rimefire did, and they're like, yeah, they're cold and stiffened up. I'm trying to draw their breaths. Which is great for us. I think the paralyzed ones, in addition, are going to lose their cover, I think that makes sense. And that might be a little overkill because they're going to get advantage because they're not moving anyways, but it is what it is. Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield will attempt to climb. We said the DC was 10, right? Trying to climb up there. Ooh, I don't know if that's enough athletics for him. He does not have, he only has the +1 bonus. So he fails to climb up again. He's doing his damnedest, but he just can't make it up there, unfortunately. Oh well, we do what we can. He's scrambling, like breaking his claws and just like peels of little shavings of palisades coming off. He's trying to scramble up, but he just can't seem to find purchase. So that that's Dragon Shield. Norcruth is gonna move in and probably, I assume, attack Imbar. I think Imbar is probably, so I think it's Rhymefire, Imbar, Archers, and the Norkruth. And Norkruth has to move through these Archers to get to it, but it's going to hit Imbar first. He does have a free bonus action, so I do think he's going to pull out his other sword. So now he's going to get a multi-attack and then an offhand attack. He won't get that this round because he has to draw. Well, you can draw as part of an attack, right? So I guess he will. So 2 against Imbar. 1 hit. You're going to do pretty bad damage. And the offhand will miss. 6 plus 3, so 9 points of damage to Imbar. Ugh, as he cuts into her over her shield. And it's Archers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have 6, so everybody gets 1 shot. Alright, so against Lia, Lia's still got cover. Oh, let's crit on Lia. You know what? I'm gonna take the crit. She's okay. 8 points damage. She can take that. She can tank those. Alright. And against Ott, who's in cover. Are you kidding me? Second crit in a row? Yeah, she can take it too. 8 points of damage to Ott. Alright. Apparently the Archers came to play this round. Against Imbar on the Palisade. Miss. They're firing into melee, that makes sense. Against Rhymefire. Miss. Against the Dragon Shield. Nah, yeah, that's gonna hit the Dragon Shield. Just a standard hit, though. For 6 points of damage. 8. He has quite a bit of health, though, right? He has 44. So we'll just go ahead and do that. He's still trying to clamber up there, and 1 against Delg, who they've been plugging Delg hard. They will continue to plug Delg hard with those arrows. Delg, you gotta keep your head down, bro. 4 points of damage. And yeah, that's right. Try sheet. Yeah. He may have to hide after this attempt. That may help him out a little bit. That's his bonus action. He's going to probably try to hide. Those were all the Archers. It's Delg's turn. He's going to heal himself, I guess. So 1d6 plus 7. 8 points. Alright. So 17. And he cannot heal himself. And he's going to use his to hide. Let's make a hide check for him. He does not hide very well. So he'll just continue to get the cover action, I guess. And I mean, he has movement. I think he would just move to a place where he literally cannot be shot by arrows. He's gonna move into... Is there like a building or something he can get to where it's gonna be like he cannot be targeted? Yes, alright. He's gonna... So I'm gonna give him... He's moved to a spot where he's in total cover. So he's moved basically behind like a hut or something. A place where he literally cannot get shot by arrows. Because he's hurt. So back up at the top, it's Lia. Yeah, Lia's gonna try to firebolt that one guy that's been hurt. Oh. Right, they're rolling nat 20s. I'm rolling nat 1s for my guys. Come on. You're killing us here. Oh, man. Rough. Odd. Gonna pop up and fire twice. Finally, a crit for me. Unfortunately, we're going to waste it on the guy who only has 2 hit points left. Oh, actually, I need to retcon that. retcon Lia's. The archers are... I don't think that hits them. What's her bonus? Only a +5, and I don't think a 13 hits the guards. No. Well, they don't have a shield on them, so their AC would still be 15 though. Okay. Well, I tried it. I forgot that guy was paralyzed. Alright, so she wastes a crit on a guy that had 2 hit points and misses with the other shot. Lia missed with her advantage shot. It's Imbar. Imbar's up there. So it's kind of wobbly when we do Theater of the Mind, so sometimes we need to ask some clarifying questions. So is Imbar going to be able to get advantage with her gang up? Can she get gang up? Because there's somebody else up here with her. Yeah, she can definitely... She can get into like full flanking, so she does a little combat roll and gets behind Norcruth, and she's gonna do her thing. So I'm gonna let her have that advantage. Oh no, that is very good by Imbar. That is a crit with her gang up. Ooh. Well, it's been nice knowing you, Norcruth. Actually, no, it hasn't. You've been a constant pain in the butt. But you are about to get 2d8 plus 4d6 damage. So she does 24 points of damage. Wow. Norcruth came up, he's got his swords out, he means business, he makes some cuts, and then she just absolutely just demolishes this guy. Like, that's such a big hit. She, like, gets him right on the top of the head with the warhammer, right? That's what she's using, a warhammer. And there's this crunch of, like, skull as his skull fractures. He's still up, but he is clearly would have, like, that's a bell ringer. Like, he's seeing triple now. And she just crushes into him. And she's not going to take her bonus yet. Yeah, that's her. No, way to go, Imbar. Wow. Comes out swinging finally. Rhyme Fire. Does Rhyme Fire recharge? Probably not. But let's double check. Does he get a breath weapon back? No. He has also lost this bonus, I think. Right? I think so. He's gonna go after Norcruth too. Ooh, 19, that's definitely gonna hit. He does a D10 on his bite. D10 plus 4. For 11 points of damage. Bites a hunk out of Norcruth. It probably gets his like arm, rips at it, and shreds it up real bad. That dragon shield is gonna make his climbing check. Does he get up there? Dang. Sorry, buddy. You're just not gonna be in this fight. It is Norcruth. Norcruth's gotta run, right? He's gonna try to run. Yeah, so he will disengage his way back, move his way through the archers. He's gonna try to run down the ramparts, struggling his way out. He doesn't get very far because he can't dash, but he is making his way out of here. Archers. So there are 5 archers. Who's not getting shot? Oh, it doesn't matter. Delg's in total cover. They're not shooting at Delg. So they'll shoot at Lia. They will miss Lia. They'll shoot at Ott. They will hit Ott for 7 points of damage. Which one? 14. Against Imbar, who's on the palisade. Ooh, we're gonna crit Imbar. Imbar's tough. I think Imbar can take it. Can take the crit. There are a bunch of crits in this fight. Yeah, can take the 4 points of crit damage. And she's like, after she just nearly murdered the crap out of Norcruth. A guy who is like the one person in this fight who has basically no animosity towards that guy. Archers, right? Against Rhymefire. Yep, that's gonna hit. And against his Dragon Shield, that's gonna miss. Okay, so 1 against Rhymefire. First 5 points of damage. That's 14. Still looking okay. So things are going our way. Oh, I forgot 2 of them were paralyzed. Man, I really did not stay on top of that paralyzation. Alright, we'll just assume that the ones that were paralyzed, instead of doing the attacks on the misses, those were saves to be not paralyzed, and they failed those as well. That'll be our easy way to get around it. Delg, is there anything Delg needs to do? Not really. How are people looking on the ground? Lia, well, they can't do anything with Lia. Ott could use some healing. Is he gonna try to get over there and make it? Yeah, he's gonna try to run. Can he get to Ott now that he's kind of moved further away? Yes. Okay. So he's gonna run over to Ott. Give her the D6 plus 7. Nice. 13 points. Get her back up to 27. And then he is going to use his dash action to run back into the total cover. Great job, Delg. That's what you're here for, buddy. Back at the top, we have Lia down here. Is there anything Lia can do for this kobold? I don't think so. Can she see Norcruth? Question mark? Probably not. I don't think so. -3. 10. No. She can't see. She can't see Norcruth. Norcruth's moving away from her sightline. So instead she will use another firebolt on the paralyzed guy. Not that we probably need it. No. Okay. So a D10 plus nothing, right? Doesn't do anything. 4 points of fire damage to this one that is paralyzed. Woo! Low level wizards. Ott, gonna fire. Is gonna crit that paralyzed one. Now the crits have moved over to us. Yeah. The guy that paralyzed just got one right through the dome. Was paralyzed, just got like an arrow right through the eye, and flops over, still kind of in its paralyzed stance. And it's going to attack the other one. I'm going to say probably smart enough to go after the other paralyzed one. And take the 17. So 1d8 plus 2, 6 points of damage on this other paralyzed one. So that puts him at 5, right? Yes. I can do math. Alright, it was odd. Imbar's on the palisade. Is she... Again, she's not super... She doesn't really know... She knows Norcruth through passing is what they've told her about Norcruth. But she doesn't have the enmity for Norcruth that I think some of the other people do. Because she hasn't had really any dealings with him. So is she going to chase down Norcruth? I don't think that's likely. -3. Yeah, she's not. So she's going to move over to one of the closest archers. Is that the one that's paralyzed? Question mark. Yes. And she'll make an attack on the paralyzed one. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll roll it. I don't think I need to roll this. But yeah. She smashes that one, the paralyzed one, hits him with the warhammer, and then they go tumbling off, still rigor mortis, just onto the ground, and there's a snap of, neck bones as they land weird. But still sort of like tensed up, but their heads all messed up in the wrong way. So that's Imbar. Rhymefire. Does Rhymefire get their breath weapon back? Yes. Rhymefire can definitely breathe on Norcruth. Can he get any of the archers in that? Yeah. There are 3 archers. How many archers can get in there without hurting one of our own guys? Okay, just one. Alright, so he will do the cold breath this time. And the save for Norcruth. Norcruth fails his save. Norcruth is almost assuredly toast. And one of the archers, absolute fail. So they will both take 48 cold damage. I don't think there's any bonus to that, right? They take 20 points of cold damage as Rhymefire flash freezes the archer, and Norcruth looking over his shoulder as he's trying to run away, bleeding heavily from his arm. His head is all crushed and starting to swell. And the ice just hits him. And then he tumbles off the rampart and breaks apart on the ground, and Norcruth is no more. Killed by the thing that he tried to capture and sell. And yeah, I think Rhymefire lets out a triumphant roar. Right, a triumphant roar. Like just wings outspread, arms in the air, head up. Just lets out this terrifying roar. Having killed the person who, was gonna do whatever they were gonna do to him, sell him to the gas for whatever that was about. But now know that chapter of Rhymfire's life, that chapter of all their lives, is now complete. Norcruth has been dealt with. There are only 2 archers remaining. There is a dragon shield. The dragon shield gets to go first. He's going to try to get up the wall. And he finally gets up the wall. Does that take all his action? No. Actually, it's the triumphant roar is what swells everything in like the kobold's chest. And, the kobold lets out their own yip yip war cry. And finally finds purchase and crawls up there and pulls out their spear and turns on one of these archers and is going to finally get their good attack in. And you can see that this kobold, we already talked about, is starting to change colors, like starting to turn silvery in hue, silvery and white in hue. Yeah, I'll give him pack tactics. Why not? Nice. What a way. Get up there. Oh, it gets to make 2 melee attacks with its spear. Alright, so that's 1 crit. And 14's not going to hit, but the crit's going to hit. I think he's got a shield, so just the 1d6. Or technically 2d6. So 7 points of damage for one of the archers. As they have actually unintentionally, right? That was not their intent, but they have basically stormed a castle. They're storming a castle. It's what they're doing. It was not what they were here to do, but it's what they've ended up doing. Is they're storming a small castle, a keep, right? As he rips into that archer. It is those archers' turn. They've got to run, right? Alright, that one's definitely running. You know, that one's gonna stay in and fight. I'm assuming that's the one that's still at full capacity. I think probably just feels put in, but this archer. What's the safest way? Now we know we did say that there's a thing of hay down there. They just jump in the hay. Yeah. So they're going to use their disengage action and just basically swan dive, drop their bow and swan dive off into the hay below. So they'll take their falling damage, but I'll give them. It didn't matter. All right, so this guy takes 4 points. So he's hurt, but he's off the parapet. He's in the. We'll put him in the hay. One's in the hay, but the other one's still fighting. It's probably dropped their bow now and pulled out their sword and sees the kobold probably is the easiest target there, and will attack the kobold and miss. And I'm putting so in flight mode. Delg's in total cover. Delg will pop out of cover and take a shot. He can see one of the archers maybe, so sure, he'll take a slingshot and miss and go back into full cover. And actually, he's going to attempt to hide again. I might actually be successful that time. What is that? I mean, I don't think that archer's going to live long enough to have it mean anything, but yeah, beats their passive perception. Alright, back at the top, Lia's there. Lia's going to give off a shot. Going to hit that guard up there with a firebolt for 2 points of damage. This one is apparently not fleeing or trying to surrender. Ott will pop up, give off 2 shots. And I think she only has a +4, so she's not going to hit with that one, but she will hit with one of them. 28 plus 2, 5. Alright, so she takes a shot. Imbar's on the palisade. Moves up next to the Kobold Dragon Shield and just probably gonna, frankly, murder the crap out of this archer. 11 plus... I believe she has a +6, which is 17. Yeah. So she will hit. She does get her gang up. So she does 14 points of damage as she smashes the head of that archer. And there's only the one archer left that's fleeing. Or attempting to flee. So it is Rhymefire's turn. I think Rhymefire uses his wings and flops off, and I think lands next to the hay cart down there, the hay pile, and tries to pin this archer down, this one remaining archer down with its claw. So I'm gonna basically give him a grapple check. I'm gonna give him advantage because that guy's clearly prone because he jumped off. This is probably pretty good. That's an 18. I don't think we have disadvantage because he's prone. Yeah, no. And is pinned. And I think Rhymefiire kind of leans forward. It's like, do you yield? We'll give him a reason to say it, but I think he's going to yield. Yeah. He, that archer wets themselves and surrenders. And that will be the end of combat. So we'll come out of combat. Alright. So let's, I think this is a good place to call it. Right, we've been going for a little bit. I think it's a good place. I don't want to get too far along. It's kind of a nice little chapter in here. Ended up taking care of Norcrook. Not a thing I thought we were going to deal with today. So we could do the solo session. But that's sort of the beauty of the whole system, right? Is that we kind of end up with these weird sort of situations. So we ended up doing that, and that's great. So now we don't have to worry about Norcrook showing up again, which is really great. So we're let's trap on them. Surround. So surround surrounds them with a wall of sand, and we then fight Norcruth, Melty, Hunter, Mage, and Archers on Palisade. And right now, at least, Drin is nowhere to be found. So here's what I want to ask before we kind of kick out. Is it clear by sort of the livery, like what the archers were wearing? Especially now that we've had people on the parapet looking at them. Are any of these Dren's people? I think that's extremely unlikely. So -5. No. Alright. Here's a question. Are they Norcruth people? I think that's likely. +3. Yeah. Alright. So we recognize... So we recognize the archers as Norcruths. But Drin is nowhere to be found at the scene. Might be around, might be here somewhere, but we haven't found him. So we will deal with that in short order. But I think that's a good place for us to end it for this session. Wow, not exactly what I thought. I'm gonna put under our to-dos to where's our to-dos? We're gonna update Truth entry, and then one last thing I do want to do under here is we don't need to do that because we've already got that guy in there. One of the things I do I just moved too far. What was I gonna do? I was just gonna do something and now I forgot what it was. Got distracted. Something I wanted to note down. So Drin is nowhere to be found at the scene. And let's say Drin is missing at the scene. Oh, that'll be under sort of a to-do. That's what it was. Mage. We want to know if the mage is on a bounty, hunter contract, or side mission assassination. That's right. I believe that's a question. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be sort of it. Thanks for, of course, coming along with this. It was a lot of fun. Always goes in a very different direction than I think it will. Everything was so easy up front. I thought we had it made in the shade. Everything was going to be so easy. And then, of course, at the end, it ends up not being that easy. It's never that easy. I thought, oh, everything will be fine if we can just get to Dren's. We can spend the night. Everything will be fine. If we can just get to Dren's, and then everything just lined up perfectly that we were going to get to Dren's without really any issues. And not thinking that maybe Dren in that location itself would be the issue. So we had sort of a hard fight, a pretty tough fight, equally matched fight with Norcruth and his agents. Being able to get cover, I think, helped us a lot, saved us a lot of arrow. And of course, having Rhymefire with us, because we're on the Rhymefire specific mission, helps a lot. Having the ability to have a character that can have that sort of that paralysis cone, that was huge, right, in that fight. And then the cold damage helped us take out Norcruth, and it's a fitting end to a Dragonborn slaver that has caused us quite a bit of trouble in the past. But yeah, no, that's it. That's gonna be it for this session. We will maybe do this next time. Maybe I'm gonna do something else. I haven't decided yet. I'll figure out what we're gonna do for the next stream. But I should be streaming next weekend. I don't think there's any reason why I wouldn't. I don't have anything on the horizon as to a reason why I wouldn't. So I'm trying to think. What else do we need to talk about? Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, thanks for watching the video. We've got other videos too, so make sure and check out some of the other stuff. We want to catch up on this. By the way, since this is the 31st session of the series, if I'm throwing a bunch of names out there, right? We've got Norkruth and Rhyme Fire and all that stuff, and all this intertwined history. You can always go back. There's playlists on the YouTube channel to watch everything up to this point and understand why this is such a chapter bookend moment. But this is always a lot of fun. Make sure you check it out. Check us out for the streaming that we do on the weekend. Check out the videos that we do. Some of the solo RPG stuff. We do other D&D stuff, so check all that out. What other stuff? I do have a blog post I'm finishing up, so that should be up on the website soon, redragonfiend.com. So if you want to check out sort of D&D style blog stuff, most of it's pretty DM focused, but if you're interested in some player stuff or other solo RPG stuff like this, it's got some of that stuff too, so if that's what you're looking for. But I think that's gonna be it for me. This has been a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. Thanks for coming along with me, and I will see you guys next time. Alright? Bye.